Hello, everybody. This is Joy and Sean Sock Talks for this week. And boy, do we have a great episode for you guys here today. We are super excited to have Mr. and Mrs. Bateman on here, Kody Bateman from our CEO and founder of Send Out Cards, and his beautiful wife, Jodi. And I just can't say how blessed we are to have them take a time out of their schedule today to spend some time talking to all of us. So welcome, everybody.
Welcome, Joy.
Hey, welcome, Sean.
Hey, so first question. We're going to try to keep it, kind of just casual, but we'd like to know how you two met. I don't know that we've ever heard that story, how the two of you met and got together. And was it, love at first sight, or did you have to battle for her, Kody?
So I want to hear Jodi tell this story. I'd like to hear her.
Well, we could do this where you tell yours and she tells hers, and we'll see if they match.
That could be interesting. Might take up the whole show.
That's all right. That's okay.
Embellish their stories. So
Right.
You should believe mine. We're from Utah, and a lot of people, I have said this jokingly, but people actually believe that we were arranged marriages here. But actually we were. Because our mothers were in state PTA. What is that called?
Parent Teacher Association.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, they went to a national convention. They were really good friends. And Kody had just gotten home off of his mission, and they took him along with them to do what did you do there?
I did a workshop on diversity relationships or something like that. I was like 21 years old, and I was doing a workshop for all these smart people on how to create relationships with people of different ethnic backgrounds because of the experience I had on my mission.
Okay.
And they kind of threw me into the fire as a young kid, and it taught me a lot about how to present to people. So, yeah.
So after 2 days, my mom called me for dinner one night. I guess they'd all gone to dinner, and she goes, "Jodi, I have somebody to line you up with." I said, "Mom, I'm done. I told you I am done. I had been on so many lineup dates. I was done." And she goes, "No, seriously, I really feel like you're going to hit it off with him." And I'm like, "No, it's okay, but thanks, Hung up. On my birthday, I went to the airport to pick my mom up, and Kody walked off the plane. That's back in the day when you could go to the gate. And I remember seeing him. He had this big afro, like,
oh no,
like out to here, and he had a white T-shirt on and Bermuda shorts.
Tight Bermuda shorts.
Nice.
With big
So he was styling.
flowers. I'm like, ew. I didn't know he's the one my mom wanted to line me up with. But he comes down and he goes, "Hi, I'm Kody. You must be Jodi." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I am." The minute I took hold of his hand, I knew.
Wow.
We got home and I was sick. I wanted to throw up. And my mom said, "Are you okay?" I says, "Mom, I think I'm going to marry him."
Wow.
And
Very
we got
cool.
married, 6 months later?
5 months later, we were married.
So it's worked out okay.
It worked
Yeah.
out great.
It has.
Fantastic.
I like how, Kody, you were doing workshops way back then. I mean, you just, that must be on relationships, no less, right?
It really is interesting when you look back on life experience and what it prepares you for. Because, boy, I'll tell you, I could write a book about that. It's like, again, promptings guide you, and you just end up in the right place at the right time doing the right things. I mean, I had no business doing a workshop back then. I had no clue what I was doing, but it prepared me for the future. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, one of the things I was sharing with Sean earlier, and when I've used Sends Out Cards for, over 10 years, but as an affiliate, it's just been in the last 7. And my first Freedom Ride I went to down in Florida, and you shared the story about, the moment when you needed to make a change in your life, when you were shoveling out the water,
Mhm.
you know, and you don't tell that story so much anymore, but I'll tell you what, it stuck with me. You know, it really made me realize how everybody's vulnerable. You know, everybody gets to the point where they have to do something to pick themselves back up. So in the day that we're dealing with right now, you know, that's got to be something a lot of people got to dig deep and be a part of and kind of dig deep in their souls, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, you know, that story is when our basement was flooding and I had to bail the water out of the window well, and it was a tough time in our life. We didn't, you know, we're young entrepreneurs trying to start a business, no money coming in whatsoever, and here our basement's flooding. So on top of not even being able to buy our groceries, we got a basement flooding. So it's like, and you do, everybody goes through life experiences like that, and our whole, like you said, Joy, our whole society is going through one of those experiences together right now.
Mhm.
And the advantage to that is we're going through it together. We're all going through this pandemic time together, and it's beautiful to see people come together. And again, it's a testament that there's far more kindness in the world than there is evil. There just is, and you see that. You have to look for it, but you see it. You know, you can't look at the media all day every day. You got to be on stuff like this to see the kindness that's in people.
Yeah.
So let me ask, and you both can answer this. What what are you taking out of this this time? You know, either I know you're busy with running a company and things like that, but you know, what do you think you will do differently personally because of what we're going through right now?
It's interesting that you asked that question, Sean, because everybody says, you know, oh, enjoy the moment. It's quiet, it's peaceful. And I've realized that because we can work from home and a lot of send out cards, people are working from home. Well, most people are working from home now, but it's what we do anyway. I feel like it's been busier, don't you?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a good busy. And I think I heard, actually, it was our daughter that did a little video, and she said, it's a time to focus inward and focus on you, you know, reconnect with you. And she said that, and it was so powerful for me because we do take that time, Kody and I both, in the mornings and in the evenings, and it's been really beneficial.
Mhm.
You know, I've really realized how much, I remember, well, for years I've told Kody, I have been so busy today, I have not even had time to stop and go to the bathroom. He goes, well, what did you do? And I'm like, you know what? I have no idea. I think it's just, we get so caught up in, oh, I've got to run and I've got to run. And then, do we really? That's what
Right.
this has really taught me. We really don't need to do probably more than half of what we do.
Yep.
So I want to eliminate that. And at least I'm aware of it now. So it's been nice.
Yeah, it's been real interesting because, you know, my husband's working from home right now, and I thought, well, that was going to be enough of a challenge, but we also brought his 93-year-old dad down here with us.
Oh, wow.
It's a whole different dynamic, you know, kind of a thing, but we're learning by it, you know, and like I make sure in the mornings I'm out walking, my morning walk, it's by myself and my own time. And in the evenings, Mark and I do it together. So that's our time.
That's really good.
Yeah, so that's really helping with that, but it's, you know, and we're learning from it. You know, I already told Mark, I said, when you go back to work, I said, things are going to change. You are going to
Yeah.
do this more often. So, but yeah. And, you know, just kind of turn a little different here. You know, what inspires you the most, Jodi and then Kody? Either way, what's the big thing that inspires you the most?
I think the human race, people, they do. They just, I think I've been really quick to judge people. I'm actually a very good judge of character, But because of that, I think I take it a little too far and yeah, you're not.
That's interesting.
But I really tried to focus and really get to know people more, and they surprise me and they inspire me. And I have really tried to take the positives and the negatives in both myself and other people and learn from them.
Awesome.
People inspire me. I'm inspired every day by people and what they do. Like right now, all of us coming together.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
Jodi inspires me. She really does. She's just her. Well, she inspires all of us. I mean, you know, you see her genius in some of these. You know, she did the global kindness thing the other day, and you see her genius in that. I get to see that every day, and it's just a great blessing for me. My kids inspire me. You know, our kids inspire me. We have 3 children, and all 2 of them work directly for us that send out cards, and the third one works indirectly. He has his own business that we utilize some of his services, and then their kids, our grandchildren, are just an enormous inspiration for both Jodi and I. I mean, our whole life centers around those kiddies. Like, we just love them so much, and it's just so fun to be a part of them. And like Jodi said, just people in general, the human race, you know, we're bringing the human race together. And I love learning from people and seeing genius in people. And the older we get, the more we like to celebrate other people's accomplishments. You know, it's not, we kind of have a tendency in our lives. We kind of grow up and we have to make a name for ourselves, or we have to establish a career, and we got to, you know, do that stuff. So a lot of times, naturally, your focus is internal because you're trying to make a living. You're trying to establish things. But the older you get, I think you start to realize that, you know, it's someone else's turn now. You know, we want to celebrate our kids' accomplishments and their kids' accomplishments, and everybody, and send out cards and their accomplishments is what we want to celebrate, not our own. Because that's really the key to all of this. So that's where we find our joy.
Oh, that's awesome. And I know, I know, Jodi, both of you are probably going through a tough time with not being able to see your kids as much right now as many people out there. What are you doing to stay in touch with them? Are you doing like the Zooms and the FaceTimes and that kind of thing?
Yeah, we do a lot of FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
It's really kind of, I've never really used FaceTime. Once in a while here and there, because we see our grandkids. They live nearby, and we've really used it. It's been really beneficial. That and phone calls, and every once in a while they'll actually come. They've started, you know, 2 at a time coming to see us, and that's been really nice. So
that's cool. That's cool. I saw somebody on Facebook the other day. They were actually, using Zoom or some platform like that, and they were like baking. And so they had the kids. She was baking, and her grandkids were also baking in the kitchen at their place. So they were just kind of like directing her and doing that. I thought that was kind of cool.
That is really cool. Got to be creative, right?
Yeah. Well, with my father-in-law here, like I was saying, he normally lives like 5 hours away by himself. So we just could not let him be in a situation be by himself, which is why we brought him down. Because every week it's like, am I going home tomorrow?
Oh.
So it's really hard. But anyways, we did a Zoom with our kids. You know, my daughter's in Maryland, my son in Chicago, and we were all on a screen, and he talked about that for days. Oh my gosh, whoever invented this is awesome.
Oh, how cute.
So
that's amazing.
Technology has helped in a lot of ways, I'm sure. So
yes.
There's one thing, Kody, I have to tell you that I've kind of like got a slacker on with all this happening is I watched your podcasts while I drove to different things. I mean, that was just like the radio wasn't on. I was listening to podcasts, and I'm not doing that now. So it's like I'm getting like way behind. Crazy. But I did listen to Brian Brios this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
oh, that was
kid,
awesome.
yeah.
That was a
Great.
great interview. And I think one of the biggest things that stuck out to me, it's like, and I'm going to put it in my terminology when I'm talking to people, is like, this is where you can build your character. People
Yeah.
see the character, your character will come out in these times right now. I think that's
Sure.
so you're still taping all of those, right?
We are. We do one taping a week. So right now we usually have 2 or 3 pre-recorded. We call that in the can. And so we have a little bit of a slush, but right now they're all kind of caught up. So the ones that we record on Monday mornings, they feature that week. We're staying up with it. We're doing one a week. And I'll tell you what, every single week, the guests that come on there are amazing.
Yeah.
Just incredible people with great messages. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be able to interview people like that, So.
Yeah. Well, when that popped up today, it was like number 66 episode.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's consistency. That's it. It's that, and again, that's what it takes to do anything, is just be consistent, and it's little pieces at a time. Next thing you know, you got 66 events. What's that show? The Great Outdoors. You guys ever see The Great Outdoors?
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Sorry, squirrel. I'm going off on
Happens.
There, in the Great Outdoors, there's that guy that got struck by lightning 66 times. Sorry.
I know what kind of card I'm sending you. Perfect. Hey, so what are both of you? What are you most excited about for send out cards, without giving any secrets away? But I'm not talking just next week or 2 weeks, but 5 years, 10 years. What are you most excited about, this journey that we're all on that's bigger than us? And can you kind of talk about that for a little bit?
Do you want to go first?
Well, I've always said the future is our children.
Okay.
The young people, and that's what I'm excited about, is getting more of them on board to a simplified system. And I think it will really benefit Send Out Cards and the world. And I'm excited for that. Sometimes it feels so far out of reach, but each day is a progress towards that. And so it's been really, it's exciting. That's what I'm excited for. And I'm excited for when it actually settles in and gets in someone's heart. That's the most exciting part about Send Out Cards to me. So
I'm excited for the same thing. I think both of you were in Arizona and had the chance to see our son Sawyer up there. He is the future, and he represents people of the future in the way that technology is going to take us to incredible places. I mean, you won't even recognize how Send Out Cards works 5 years from now, because it'll just be completely new technology that drives what we do. And it's just going to get easier and easier and easier and easier to act on promptings and to create networks of people. And so I think that's what Jody's referring to. The other thing I'm excited about is the business side of it. I still think that we're really only scratching the surface on what Send Out Cards can do for an individual as a business, as an in-home virtual business. I'm really excited about that. I'm a firm believer that we have one of the strongest business opportunities in the network marketing space, in the direct sales space. We just need to fine tune some things on the business side to make that so. And and that's a huge thing for me. It's important that we create financial independence for lots and lots and lots of people. And I won't consider any of this a success until we do. So, and we are doing that. There's a lot of people that have done very, very well. This company has paid out hundreds of millions of dollars in commissions over the last 15 years. And we're one of the few companies 17 years old that we're still here. There's only a handful of companies that can say that. So we've been a great player in the game. We have a great reputation in the game, but I still feel like we're just scratching the surface of what we're capable of doing as an in-home business opportunity for individuals. And we're really going to dial that in. You're going to see that this year. You're going to see a lot of neat things. We got great introductions coming out here in the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, that's really going to catapult your businesses. So if you take advantage.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I know Jodi stepped away there for a minute. I was going to ask her if she ever has to reel you in with all your visions.
Well, she does. I mean, she's sorry about that. We're kind of multitasking.
I understand. Yeah.
But yeah, she does. She keeps me. She's the foundation. There's no doubt about it. She keeps me grounded. But it's a good, it's a good partnership that we're able to do that. I do have grandeur visions, and I believe in all of them. I just believe that we're capable of doing a lot more than most people think they're capable of doing. I just really believe that. So, yeah.
Oh, that's
Do you
cool.
think this time, what we're going through right now, I believe, if no matter what your business, if you're doing, if you're showing love and gratitude and kindness on your clients, friends, and family right now, and not just hunkered down in your house, in a fetal position, that we're going to come out of this stronger. And I think there's going to be a lot of people that look back in 6 months, a year and a half, and go, man, that was a really big jump in my business, where it really took me to another level, or I got started with something like send out cards. Because I have a couple friends that have big corporate jobs, and they both got laid off, and I know they had no idea that was coming. So I think, do you think people are going to look at opportunities like send out more seriously, as I need something just in case this happens again, or when this happens again?
Well, absolutely. In fact, when the economy is down is when our type of business usually thrives, because people are looking, they have to look for other streams of income. We're always advised to create multiple streams of income. But when we have a good paying job and everything's running smooth, you don't really worry about that. But times like this make you realize you got to create multiple streams of income, and having an in-home based of income possibility that you can run virtually from your computer or smartphone is pretty important in today's day and age. I mean, we've just been given a big, huge eye opener as to the threats that are in our world.
Right.
And those aren't going away. I mean, we'll get through this one, but others will follow. It's part of life. It's just part of the life we're in. So you got to create those streams. And fortunately, we have an opportunity for people. And it's a real good thing. And also, like you said, this is the time to hunker down and work on your relationships. I was on a podcast or Zoom yesterday with a bunch of real estate agents. And that was the conversation is, right now you might not be selling a lot of homes, but right now is the time to nurture relationships. And the stronger you nurture a relationship during this downtime, the stronger you're going to come out of this. And we have a system that does that too, that helps you nurture relationships. So this is a great time for send out cards to be that, like we have said, to be that beacon of hope and possibility for people out there that really need it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that, with all the different, networking groups that are doing everything virtual, a lot of them I couldn't get to before and that type of thing because they maybe were in the city and everything. I'm taking advantage of everyone I can get on to, just to kind of share that same message you just said, Kody, and every time as I look at the chat over there, I have to save my chats now because I have people saying to me, contact me, where can I look at this, and that type of thing. Not everybody, but there are people that are out there say this makes sense, kind of thing. So that I'm kind of getting tired of zooming all the time, but that's the other night it was like 10 o'clock at night. It's like, oh, I have so got to get off here, I'm done.
We need the Jetsons so you can just put up the mask or whatever they used to wear in the that cartoon.
Yeah.
Great idea.
So well, gosh, I can't even thank you guys enough for taking the time to do this. I'm sure a lot of people are going to really enjoy hearing you in a casual atmosphere. It's kind of cool. So as we wrap all this up, if there was one word or one thing of advice for people right now, what would that be?
Well, I mentioned it the other day on the call. Be the giant. Find out what you're made of right now when we're backed up in a corner and don't really have a lot of choices other than sit there and curl up in a ball and hope everything goes away, or stand up and make things better. Be that person. Find out what you're made of. Awaken what's inside.
Nice. Be the giant.
I would probably say find your joy. Find your joy. Make sure it's your joy, not somebody else's joy. I mean, I think one of the challenges that we have, and this is kind of what I've gone through even myself, but I see it with almost everybody I deal with. Social media has a huge influence on us, and we scroll through things, and like I put like little favorites from Instagram. I spend most of my time with Instagram because I feel it's more positive in Instagram than it is Facebook. So I spend most of the time Instagram, and I have a way where I can put things like anything financial advisors and stuff. I have a little financial file that I keep favorite posts or inspirational quotes or toys I like or whatever. I put in these little things so I can go back and look at them. One of them is like a financial. I really want to get better at getting our money to work for us, kind of thing. You know, our investments have always been one thing. It's always been send out cards. You know, we've always invested in us, in this, and so you know, we're at a stage where we want to diversify investment and whatnot. So I'm just using that as an example. And I get looking at all these financial advice and financial advisors and all this stuff you ought to be doing, and even down to what your schedule should be like and what you should be reading and what time you should get up every day. And what we have a tendency to see all that based on somebody else's experience. And we start thinking, oh, geez, I need to do that, or I should be better at that, or I should save more, or I should invest more, or I should this or that. And what I've realized is, you know, all those things are good, but you need to find your own joy. You got to find what really makes you happy. You know, and a perfect example of that is, you know, again, like I said, we want to invest. And I look at some investors and their habits and what they do. And what I've found is, like, if you take a Warren Buffett's joy is investing. That's his joy. So, and it's probably why he's the best there is at it, because literally that is his joy. That's his hobby. That's everything he does. That's his joy. That's what he gains from it. That's really not now I need to invest properly, but my joy doesn't come from the game of investing. So I'm probably not going to do all the things Warren Buffett does. You know, I'm probably going to do different things because my joy comes from different places, if that makes sense. And I think that's really important for us, especially as we're in social. Don't think you have to do what all the gurus are telling you to do. I'm not going to wake up at 5 a.m. That's just not me. I'll get up at 7, but I ain't going to get up at 5. I mean, you know, and I'll be productive in my own set of hours.
Right.
But you have to find your joy. So Jody's going like this. She's saying wrap up.
I just don't want our basement to flood. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Got the guy here working on the sprinklers and he's ringing the doorbell.
Wow.
All right, like Joy said, we appreciate your time. We know you're busy, but thank you. I think this will help. You know, whether you're with send out cards or not, there was a lot of good nuggets in today, especially what we're going through for today. So really appreciate your time, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Hope
Appreciate
you all
you.
stay safe and well.
Take care.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.